Hello, Bob here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a simulated battle between Franklin's team and Otto's Hyper Attacks team. So I was using both of these teams. So it starts out with Franklin using his Forretress and Otto using crobat. Crobat sets up Confuse Ray to just get some confusion hacks in, help set up the rest of the team with a bit of like just wearing down some of the walls, and it works pretty well as Forretress hits Tough and Confusion the first turn. Crobat goes for a Super Fang just to kind of get in some damage, but Forretress is able to get just through Confusion and set up its entry hazards. So now Crobat's just going to U-turn out, hoping to bring in a special sweeper. In this case, it's going to be Togekiss or Hack's Kiss. However, Franklin predicts this and goes with the Explosion. And that is able to one-hit the Togekiss. Togekiss was holding a Focus Sash, but the entry hazards negated that. And and it gives Franklin the advantage, being 5-5, but Franklin has the entry hazards up. So in comes Otto's mixed attacking Lucario against Franklin's mixed wall, Dusknoir. And Dusknoir goes for Confusion the first turn. He took a Shadow Ball and ended up with over half health, so that's a good sign for it. So now Dusknoir, instead of being stuck up against Lucario, Lucario is actually stuck against Dusknoir, being not really going to be able to do a lot to it unless it can attack through Confusion and get around the Protect. So at this point, Dusknoir is just going to burn it. Lucario hits itself in Confusion, and Dusknoir has pretty much just laughed in the face of this Lucario. It's just now it's not going to be able to protect again safely, so it's just going to switch out, bring in Skarmory, and Lucario is going to go down to Life Orb and burn damage. It ends up being a bad situation for Lucario to be in, obviously. So in comes Dragonite, and it's a mixed attacking Dragonite as well, so Skarmory has to swap out and brings in Blissey. Now, since Togekiss is down, Blissey doesn't really have too much of a use at this point, so Franklin's actually going to let Blissey get killed by Dragonite and hopefully just be able to bring in something else that can set up on it. That's a good move on his part, just being able to, since Blissey doesn't really have too much of a point at this point, it's not going to wall anything, and if Blissey can't wall anything, it's pretty much useless. So Dusknoir comes back in, and he's ready to start setting up again, but he wants to get a bit of leftovers recovery first, so he's going to do that and protect. Dragonite goes for a flamethrower to attempt to get a burn, ends up getting burnt. So that's not good for Dragonite, because now it's not really a mixed attacker anymore, it's just kind of a thing with attacks that aren't going to do anything. So Dusknoir will proceed to set up on it, or well, not really set up on it, but just kind of stall him. So in comes Machamp. Machamp's hoping to take this and just kind of retaliate with maybe a Stone Edge or something. Ends up getting over half damage dealt and burnt, so Machamp's pretty much useless at this point. But Dragonite does go down to some burn damage, so that was actually a misplay on my part. I thought that he was going to survive that and be able to get off a Draco Meteor on the next turn. But Machamp came in, and he's pretty much useless at this point. So Franklin brings in Empoleon to take predicted Zen Headbutt and just kind of laugh at it. And definitely, easily takes that. So Skarmory comes in, pretty much being able to take on anything that Metagross can dish out. And Otto switches out his Metagross into Machamp, but gets whirlwinded out. Crobat comes in, gets a little bit of residual damage from the Stealth Rock. Well, actually, a fair bit. But anyway, sets a Confuse Ray on Skarmory. That's obviously the only real play he has on this thing. But gets whirlwinded out, because Skarmory attacks through Confusion. Entirely luck, of course, but so he's just going to pretty much whirlwind and just kind of scramble the team. Mechashiva Metagross pretty much knows that, goes for a flinch, doesn't get it. So back in with Machamp. Machamp's actually the most dangerous thing on Otto's team at this point. Being able to throw a Thunder Punch, which he does. But Skarmory being just an amazing wall takes that. Even though it's super effective, it does do a fair bit of damage, but I mean anything will from a Machamp. You just don't want to get hit by that thing. So metagross comes back in because of the Whirlwind, and Skarmory is just going to swap out at this point. Bring in Metagross as, bring in Machamp as Death Fodder on the predicted Zen Headbutt. It gets a crit and KOs Machamp. Would have KO'd him anyway. So here comes Dusknoir going for, he's going to try to burn and pretty much just cripple that the Metagross. But he ends up getting hit with a Zen Headbutt. Normally he would survive that, but it ends up being a crit and KOs Dusknoir. So Empoleon comes in to kind of revenge kill, kind of just kill. He would have liked to have gotten the burn off and been able to set up an agility and sweep the remaining 3 guys, but that doesn't happen because the burn never happened. So Crobat comes in, confuses Empoleon. However, Empoleon manages to hit through it, get an Ice Beam off, and KO Crobat as well. So there goes 2 of them. However, at this point, it's 2-on-1, and Empoleon really doesn't want to, hit himself in confusion and then get blasted with a Dynamic Punch. So he swaps out. In comes Skarmory. Skarmory takes his Thunder Punch and actually lives pretty easy. He manages to live, I suppose. Gets off the Roost before another Thunder Punch. I was actually surprised that Skarmory was able to outspeed, but he does. I guess I should have seen that coming, but since it's not super effective anymore, it doesn't really do anything. Machamp going for the predicted Roost goes with a Dynamic Punch, doesn't Roost, and just kind of KOs, or hits himself, because he was just going for a Whirlwind to just kind of let Machamp KO him and bring in Empoleon safe. So Empoleon comes in and outspeeds and hits him with Surf for the KO. Easy Empoleon knockout sweep thingy. So that's always good. So thank you for watching and have a good day.